When it comes to finding public domain materials, there are many potential resources that you could use. Now, online there are hundreds of websites that will give you information on public domain materials. You just have to find them. In the next few videos we will talk about these websites and how you can use them to find public domain materials and what's on each one of them. We've broken the next set of videos down into categories, so we're going to talk about books and audio and video and graphics and so on, so you can have a look at some of the websites. We're not going to go through all of them because obviously there's a lot of websites. We're just going to talk about some of them, but there's many different resources online. It's much safer to use a known site rather than to type something into Google and hope you can find some public domain resources from there. Now, yeah, you may be able to find some, but the chances are you're not going to find as many as you want to. So just be aware that there are many different resources, and obviously anyone can publish anything online. So, you know, just because somebody says it's public domain online doesn't mean it necessarily is. You may want to double check just for your safety. Now, shocking statistic, something like 90% of adults do not have library cards. Well, let me tell you something, go out and get yourself one, because libraries are a valuable source of public domain works. They have lots and lots of books and magazines and so on, and in there you can find public domain materials that you can use. They have archives, they have access to government publications and so on. They do sales as well of old books. You can often pick up some bargains there, public domain material for a pittance, an absolute pittance. Now look offline as well. There's many bookstores offline, particularly second-hand bookstores. You will find old books in. If you can find places that do house clearances or estate sales or something like that, then often you can find some public domain materials there that you can use and make money from. Now, a great place to find cheap public domain works is at places like thrift shops, second-hand bookshops, garage sales, car boot sales, tabletop sales, whatever it might be. Anywhere where people are selling things they don't want anymore, you can find some cheap public domain works. Now, personally, I went to, over in England, we have a event called the car boot sale, which is basically you drive into a big field with your car, you put out some tables, you put all the junk you don't want on the table, people coming along offer you money for it. Basically, it's like a garage sale but in the field and lots of people all together. So I went to one of these a couple of years back, and there was a guy who had, it was obviously his mother's book collection, and I had a look through the books, and they were basically all very old Christian books, Christian religious books, and they were all sort of late 1800s, early 1900 books. And I sort of said, well, yeah, I'd love to have those books. How much do you want for them? And basically, for I think it was 24 books that were in the public domain, guaranteed in the public domain. These were, you know, first editions, you know, old books, you know, publication date pre-1923, so definitely public domain. He charged me the equivalent of about $2.50. Now, said books I've had typed up, I've put onto the internet. They're on a website, and they earn me money day in and day out. You know, I earn you know, $10–20 a day from AdSense. You know, it's not a fortune, but it adds up, and considering it cost me, you know, $2.50, it's not bad, is it? So you can find some really good deals at these places. You just got to look. You've got to be persistent. You're not going to walk into your first thrift shop and stumble upon a gold mine of public domain materials. You might not. What you tend to have to do is be persistent. If you go in a few times, get to know the people that run these sort of places, and just say to them, look, if you ever get anything from this age, let me know. I'll buy it from you. Or I'd like to give you first offer on it. I'll give you a good price. And quite often they'll just put things to one side and, you know, or give you a call. I mean, I've had people do that for me, and you can often get hold of some really good material very cheap. You know, very worthwhile you doing this. It really is. So please think about it. You can, you know, get out from in front of your computer and go and hunt around shops and places. You can find some fantastic deals and fantastic bargains. Now, there's also companies, and we'll talk about one or two of these in a little while, but they're rare book search companies. Basically, if there's an out-of-print book that you want to get hold of, these guys will go and find it for you. And obviously they do it for a fee, but often it's not particularly high. You know, you can pick up a 1901 copy of something or other for, you know, sometimes less than $20. So It's not expensive, so it's a great way of getting a decent book that you can then copy, transcribe onto the internet and use to sell or whatever you might want to do with it. But remember, again, fourth time I've said this, it's obviously very important. Always double check the publication date and the copyright information. You want to be 100% sure that it is in the public domain and that it is something you can sell. The reason being is, as I said, people are viciously protective of copyright, and they will come after you, they will shut you down, they'll sue you, they'll do all sorts of horrible things. They can be very, very nasty. Just by making sure it's in the public domain, you're protecting yourself. Now, one way to find your public domain material is the resources that we're going to talk about in the next few videos. So the next few videos, you're probably going to want to have a web browser open. You may well want to get a pen and paper so you can write down the details of the videos, the websites we talk about in the videos, just so that you can go back and look at them, because you're going to love these websites, and you're going to be seeing dollar signs in front of your eyes when you see them all. Now, one thing to consider and remember is that a basic rule of thumb is the rarer the public domain work, the more potential value it has. So, a book that has never been seen before in the public domain that you've dug up from somewhere, it's obviously going to be worth a fortune compared to a book like Think and Grow Rich that you can pretty much get on any street corner. Yeah, I mean, there is value to Think and Grow Rich, and certainly you can sell it and make money from it. But a public domain book that's in a hot niche that no one's seen before, it's worth a lot of money. So it's worth your while spending time digging through these sites. Don't just open the first page and go, yeah, that'll do, and off you go. Dig around, do your research, spend some time, because you will find little gold nuggets that you can make a lot of money from if you do that. You have to do some searching quite often. You're going to have to dig around, you're going to have to visit lots of bookstores or go through archives online or whatever, but you can find fantastic information there to use. And it is worth doing. I mean, you can outsource this, you don't have to do it yourself. You can outsource it, but it's worth doing because you can earn very, very well from it and make a lot of money. I mean, people do make 5- and 6-figure incomes from this, so yeah, it's not a bad work to do. Now, of course, there's many other more common works that people are more familiar with. Now, you can sell those and repackage them and basically edit them or whatever you might want to do, and still make money from those as well. You don't have to go and try and find something super rare that no one's ever seen before. Any of the more popular works, as I said, you can package together things like Think and Grow Rich, The Science of Getting Rich, and The Art of Money Getting, and books like that. They're in the public domain. You can package them together and create a money mindset or millionaire mindset set of books. So yeah, there's lots and lots of potential there. There really, really is. But the next few videos, I want you to sit and watch and think, because there's going to be a lot of information in them. We're going to show you some good sites, and you're going to sit there and really, really get some great ideas from it. So please just think about those. So yeah, let your imagination run riot. Go through the websites yourself, search, have a look, and just see what you can find, because the potential is massive.